The line fire is massive. And so what I want to talk about right now is like what's happening, what's taking place, what's caused this. That's still under investigation, but some really big things are happening. So right now, Governor Newsom has actually declared a state of emergency for California based on this line fire.
Welcome to the All Things Wildfire podcast, where we delve into the latest trends and hot topics in protecting properties against wildfire. So sit back, relax, and join us as we arm you against disaster.
Hello, everyone. So right now we're doing a special recording for the line fire. The line fire is massive. And so what I want to talk about right now is like what's happening, what's taking place, what's caused this. That's still under investigation, but some really big things are happening. So right now, Governor Newsom has actually declared a state of emergency for California based on this line fire. And so now he's actually authorized the National Guard to get involved. So let me read this to you. Governor Newsom activated California National Guard Monday to join nearly 2,000 firefighters battling the line fire, which is in the county of San Bernardino. If you're from another state, you want to Google line fire, and you're going to find out as much as you want to know about what's happening here. So the order from Governor Newsom is he's deployed 80 soldiers as hand crews, and let's see here. We've got 4 Black Hawk helicopters on top of that, and 2 airplanes to do fire retardant airdrops. So it's become a significant problem and a massive issue. And one of the things that I read on I think it was Twitter or X is that they had the hand crews coming out to say, hey, we need hand crews to start trenching and digging and getting rid of brush. Well, some of these hand crews were saying, hey, because they're voluntary, the hand crews were saying, we're going to pass. And so you got probably 10, 20, I don't know how many of these hand crews are saying, hey, look, it's too dangerous. You've got the heat, number one, which is over 110 degrees right now in California. So it's a massive heat problem. Exhaustion is another thing, and they're having to work at night as much as they can because over 23,000 acres have burned to date. So there's just a lot going on that the general public doesn't know about as to what's caused this ability for Governor Newsom to do and to announce and deploy a state of emergency for California. So a lot to unpack here. So let me just jump in really quick, guys, and just let you guys know this fire started back in, let's see, I think it was Thursday. Let's see here. Yes. The line fire started on Thursday around 6 p.m. It tore through several hundred acres before quickly growing over 3,000 acres on Friday night. And by look, on top of this, guys, right? Saturday, the fire scorched over 7,000 acres, compounding a difficult situation as thousands of people were ordered to evacuate. A small earthquake, okay? We had a small earthquake on Saturday to boot on top of that. So there's a lot of activity happening around this fire. But for those of you that are in the area or in the vicinities or towns nearby, you want to be thinking about your evacuation. If you haven't been mandated to evacuate, and it's just a warning, here's what I'll share with you, okay? So really quick, let's unpack what these evacuations look like. So number one, you get an evacuation warning that says, number one, ready, okay? Number two is set. So you're going to see the news and the firefighters, the fire chief saying, hey, this is level 2. Level 2 means, you're set, right? You're going to be ready to go at any point. Number 3 is go. So number 1 means ready. Number 2 means set. Number 3 means go. A lot of people right now in the local vicinities in these communities, they're at a set right now. They are literally at a set. And here's what I would tell you. That means, my friends, that when they say go, like you are leaving your home right now. And my advice to you is this. My advice is leave before go. Leave before go. And here's why. I was evacuated. Well, I shouldn't say that. I evacuated in 2020 for the Blue Ridge fire. And I saw the hillside glowing on the backside, probably 5 miles away. And I'm like, okay, actually closer than that, 3 miles, I should say. And I could see that it's making progress 2 nights in a row, getting closer, getting brighter. And I thought, you know what? This is a little too close for comfort. So there were no evacuation warnings at all. And I decided it's 6 p.m. at night. Let me load up the family. And we left. I got my 2 Yorkies, my wife, my mother-in-law, my nephew. And I said, hey, let's just go find a hotel. We drove 2 cities away to find a hotel. Got a hotel. Things were calm. My friends, in the morning, when I go to take my dogs out to go to the restroom at 7 o'clock in the morning, the lobby was jam-packed. The lobby was jam-packed, and there's a lot of chaos going on. Everyone's frantic. People are trying to get a room, but now there's no availability at this point. And so they're trying to figure out what other hotel am I going to go to, what other city is nearby that I can go check into. And on top of just leaving your home, that's already stressful. But to leave your home and not have a place to stay, it's like you're being rejected all the time and saying, hey, we don't have any room in the inn, if you will, right? And so you're going from place to place without any place to stay. So I would tell you, my friends, to reduce your level of stress and anxiety, because you're already at a 9 or 10. I know you are, because I lived through that. You need to be as calm as you possibly can and think through some of this. If you can't afford to leave, then talk to some friends, talk to some families or friends or family, who could help you where you could stay, because not having a place to stay is another added stress on top of the stress that you're already going through. Now, before you evacuate, okay, you have to listen to me here. You have to listen to me. So before you evacuate, not only should you be doing the basic fundamentals, right? Like you got to get your medications. You got medications, grab your medications. Think through this. Think that you're going to be gone for 2 weeks, okay? That's plenty of time. You're not going to be out that long, but assume that you're going to be. So you got your medications, you got important documents, passports, insurance policies, any valuable items that are valuable to you, any sentimental items that are sentimental to you, grab those, and then make sure that you've got all that in one place, okay? On top of that, you want to make sure that you have written down phone numbers for your family or for your friends, because what could happen is your batteries could die, and so grab your chargers. But in case you have to use someone else's phone, you need to be able to dial someone's number that you actually have. Okay. Now, here's what you do if you're evacuating your home, you have time, okay? How do you leave your home? Very critical, okay? So part of what we do at Allied Disaster Defense, we help prepare homes for a wildfire event. And the things that we do is we install ember-resistant vents, so that way these flying embers don't attack your home. And by the way, flying embers have been documented and tested to show that 90% of fires that start in a home during a wildfire is not from direct flame contact. It is from embers flying into the attic and then igniting the attic on fire. And so that's why if you go back to the news, you'll see some footage where there are homes that are ignited on fire. There's nothing burning around them, but the roof is completely engulfed. And this is why. You've got embers that are traveling into the attic, boom, causing ignition. So that's the work that we do. But here's a shortcut in what you need to do, what you should do if you got time to do it. Take duct tape. Take regular duct tape. Go up onto, if you have a gable end, right? If you have a gable end vent at the edge of your gable, or at the end of the gable, you're going to see the vent. Go up there, get a ladder, your friend, your husband, someone, to go up there and just cover these vents up So there is no way that embers can travel into those areas. You're going to have the gable end vents. You're going to have the small foundation vents. In some cases, you're going to have roof vents that are dormers. If you have the ability, go up there too and cover those up. Obviously, be safe. But I'm just telling you what you can do in addition to, if you have time, in addition to grabbing all your things, prepare your home for an ember attack. Prepare your home for an ember attack. And these are the things that you can do. These small little things can increase the chances, my friends, of your home actually surviving. The second thing that you should be doing is if there's any vegetation, any shrubs, any bushes within 5 feet of your home, you want to rip those out. Straight up. Like there's no time to figure out whether you love those rose bushes or these shrubs that are there, or the bougainvilleas or the pine. Get rid of that stuff, guys. Anything within 5 feet of the home, if you are able to, rip it out. If you're not, then cut it. Cut it, chainsaw, whatever. And the reason I tell you this, guys, is, again, the ember attack is no joke. And if you're looking at this fire here is massive. It is eating up acres after acres after acres in minutes. And so these embers that are being produced from it are going to be attacking people's homes. There's no question. The best way to prepare is get rid of these things. Get rid of the vegetation, get them out 5 feet away. So that way when the embers hit the wall, they're going to fall down and they're not going to ignite any dead leaves or dead bushes or trees that have any fuel in them, okay? The other thing you want to do is if you have any flammable patio furniture, okay, around your house, get the patio furniture inside your home. The cushions. Grab the cushions, throw them inside the house, because those cushions, my friends, will ignite from ember attack. And if those cushions ignite, they're going to create enough radiant heat that it could blow through a sliding door, it could blow through a window, and it create a nightmare. So small things like that. Look around your home. Is there anything combustible? If an ember or a small torch were to hit this material, will this ignite? Use that mentality. If a small torch will ignite this tree, this vegetation, this patio furniture, then move it. Move it. Patio furniture, get it in the home, and trees, get rid of them, and vents, cover them up with duct tape. Let me see what else. I want to try and help as many people as I possibly can to make some significant difference for you guys, because I wish people would have told me this when I evacuated. And you know, there wasn't much knowledge in 2020 of what we can do for home hardening. And I shouldn't say that. I wasn't paying attention, I should say, to what I could do. And right now, the reason that we're doing this really kind of quick podcast is to just get the message out to as many people as we possibly can. Here's what you can do to help yourself, your family, your loved ones, and your home to survive. Okay, so another thing, my friends, is when you leave the lights on. Leave the lights on, because if you have, here's what happens. You take off, there's a chance that firefighters are going to come through your neighborhood, and they need to be able to see. Okay, if they need to go into your home, they're going to need to be able to see, and they need to be able to see the addresses. So if your lights on the outside are showing up, they want to show them the address, because that's going to make a massive difference when they're coming through the neighborhoods. The one significant thing, and this is not anything you can do right now, but I would say, my friends, to prepare in the future, number one, give us a call, right? AlliedDisasterDefense.com. You can look that up. AlliedDisasterDefense.com. We've got a ton of information on what you can do to prepare. Now, let's assume that this is passed and now you're back home, but you want to be able to be more prepared in the future. And for those of you listening that still have days and weeks, okay? Let's just say days. You have days before the wildfire is going to come to you. One thing you can do right now, which pays massive or could pay massive dividends for you, is if you have a pool, if you have a swimming pool, they sell these fire pumps, okay? And what these pumps do, they're really water pumps, but these pumps, you set up the pump and we could, if you call us up or contact us, we can tell you what to buy, where to buy it, and we could also kind of guide you on what to do. But here's what you want to have happen. If you get a pump with hoses, okay, and that's all that you do, and you have that ready at your home and you are about to evacuate, you put it on the side of your house, and then you have this massive sign, okay, that's reflective, that is very visible to firefighters. And you say, pool pump on site, fire pump on site. What that tells the fire department is that there is an asset here at your home that we could just deploy 1 or 2 men here to go and use your pump to fight this fire, or at the very least to help protect your home. And so, man, here's the tough thing, guys. When the firefighter, and any fire captain, fire chief, firefighter will tell you the same thing. When there's this type of wildfire going on, there's so much to identify, to understand where am I going to put my assets, my people, my water sources? Where am I best going to deploy for the most success? They're going to drive around, and if they see that this street has a ton of vegetation, it's not managed very well, and there's limited resources, and there's one house on fire, and there's 3 houses more that are next to it, they're going to just walk away. They're basically having to make a judgment call. They're going to have to make a judgment call. And how sad is it that they're going down your street and you don't have any assets to provide them to help them fight the fire? There's a chance they may just say, hey, this street's gone. Let's move on to a different street and see how we could increase our chances that these structures could survive. That's a raw example, my friends, okay, of the thinking, but it encapsulates the thought process of what the decisions that these gentlemen and these professionals have to make on the spot, on site, to increase your chances that your home is going to get the attention of the firefighters. This is another chance to be able to say, hey guys, I've got assets here, I've got a pump here, I've got hoses here, feel free to use them. And now the engine boss says, hey, deploy guys here. They don't have to use their water source. They can utilize your water source. Those types of things make a difference. So for whatever that's worth, if you could afford it, if you got time, something to really consider. So now, man, let's talk about when you return, okay? Let's just assume now that the fire has either passed you or it's now put out, and evacuations are lifted. Now what? This is a whole nother level of stress for you, my friends. And so here's the scary thing, right? Like, you don't know if your home survived because the streets are blocked off. They're not letting people in. And so now that the evacuations are lifted, which, by the way, you want to be connected as much as you possibly can to the information center, in any place that you can get info on as to when the evacuations are going to be lifted. Because if they say, hey, it's on Saturday morning at 8 o'clock in the morning, evacuations are going to be lifted, you want to be there. You want to be there. And so when they're lifted, they're going to ask for your ID. You have to get through. They're going to let residents in only to inspect their homes. And now you get to see it for the first time. Here is what people are thinking right now. Should I file a claim? Number one, okay? Now, we all know, guys, that in this state, specifically in California, we've had massive challenges with the Department of Insurance, with the insurance companies providing insurance. Many of them have decided to leave the state, and so we're left with, sometimes a very limited amount of insurance. And so it's going to be super important for you to, number one, identify whether if you have fire damage to your home and it's partially burnt, you're going to have to file a claim. Right? That's likely, okay? But if you don't have any significant fire damage and you walk in and you got heavy soot, heavy smoke, you have to deodorize, you have to clean. That's typically claim worthy. However, if you're concerned about not being renewed, and you don't want to be canceled, you're going to be thinking about, do I file a claim or do I not file a claim? And this is an important question, my friends, because by filing a claim, you just increase your chances that when it comes to renewal time in the future, in the next year or the next months to come, that you might get a non-renewal notice. That's how crazy it is right now, okay? It's just a fact. So as you consider, should I file a claim or should I not? You gotta give us a call. Give us a call. Our company of restoration is alliedrestoration.com. Look us up. Give us a call. And here's what we can do for you, okay? We will do a virtual inspection with you. You're home, you're saying, hey, OP, I want to do a virtual inspection at 10 o'clock. Boom, you got it, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Let's get on. We do a virtual inspection either through FaceTime or you send us some photos and some videos. We'll jump on a quick Zoom, and we will walk you through and let you know whether it's claim worthy or not. The last thing you want to do, my friends, is get on the phone with the insurance company and just start saying, yep, I think I have a claim. Can I go ahead and submit a claim? And I'll see if I'm going to submit a claim later or not. Worst thing you can do, because that is now going to go against you. And so it's not just like filing a claim, but you're already saying, I've got damage, okay? So normally I would say the opposite to homeowners all the time. Is like, hey, let's file a claim because it's claim worthy. In this case, it's very sensitive, and we want to be able to give you guys some sound advice. In some cases, you don't need to file a claim. You just need to get some elbow grease going on, clean some things up. We could help you with the duct cleaning. We could help you with getting you some equipment to deodorize the home, because that home is going to need to have multiple air exchanges to clean the air with HEPA filtration. It's not just going to go away by opening the windows and the doors, my friends. But in most cases, you can clean your own home and then give us a call. We'll take care of the rest for you. Or if it's significant, we'll tell you, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, like, you're probably better off filing a claim, and we'll explain the pros and the cons of what that looks like. But that is going to be how you want to be prepared going in. Have that mindset as to, what am I going to do when the evacuation is lifted? Again, you got it. This is business now, right? Like, yes, it's emotional as heck as you go back, but you got to be able to understand that when it's all said and done, you have a family to protect, you have a home to protect, and you want to be able to do the most financial responsible thing for you and your family. So that's my take on it. Do with it what you will. The other aspect I would say, my friends, is, you want to be able to understand the type of policy that you have. A lot of people have now been engaging the California Fair Plan, and it is a very limited insurance policy. So, some people I've seen run out right away and say, hey, I'm filing a claim. I've got some fire damage and smoke damage. Well, we've been on some of those jobs. And when the Fair Plan got involved, finally, it's sometimes days and weeks later where they're like, hey, that's not covered. This is not covered. That's limited. That's limited. And when it's all said and done, my friends, you'll file the claim, and it's not going to give you what you think. So this is another good time when it comes down to you doing the responsible thing as a homeowner, me as a homeowner. If I have the Fair Plan, which I did 2 years ago, I did the best I could to get out of the Fair Plan as much as I can. And the way that I got out of the Fair Plan was I did the home hardening to my home. I installed ember-resistant vents. I installed gutter guards to protect debris from gathering. I removed all the vegetation 5 feet away from my house. And the vents on the roof, we did those vents as well, and really just prepared the home for ember attacks. And so when I was able to complete that, I documented all of that. I showed it to my insurance company, and they said, hey, because you did all of this, we're going to go ahead and take you as a risk. And so you want to be able to do these types of things to make sure that you have a standard insurance policy, not an extremely limited insurance policy, because when it comes time to use insurance, you're going to want to use it. You're going to want to use it if you need it. And how sad is it going to be when what they give you is a lot less than what you expected. And now you add that level of stress on top of everything that you've already been through, my friends. All right. I think I've just, spoken so fast about a lot of things. And I just want to say to you guys, there's a lot happening right now. There's been another ignition that just took place not far from here. It looks like they got a handle on it over near San Dimas and Glendora area here locally. And the fact that we are under a state of emergency, my friends, should tell you that it's going to be a hot summer. This is just the beginning. The Santa Ana winds haven't even started. And so, my friends, when that gets coming, let's hope it doesn't get this bad, because there's a lot of acres that are being burned right now. But you want to be prepared, my friends. The final message I would say to you here is this. Reach out to us, okay? We can do a virtual call, and I'll coach you through exactly what to do. You don't need to hire us to do work. A lot of this stuff is DIY. If you've got the time, you got the energy, you've got the resources, then go ahead and you can do a lot of these things on your own. Give us a call, look us up. We'll do a virtual inspection with you. It's a minimal fee of $250, but we walk you through and show you, here's the game plan for this front elevation. Here's a game plan for all the elevations around your home on how to best prepare your home for oncoming ember attacks. And that's what we're trying to do, my friends, is really help solve this problem where these embers will begin to ignite the smallest things. The bark mulch, they'll ignite in a hot minute. And the next thing you know, you've got other vegetation on fire. The next thing you know, you got your windows being blown out because of radiant heat. The next thing you know, you've got your house on fire. So, my friends, rewind this, share this with your friends, share this with your family on tips on what to do before you evacuate, what to do to protect your home, and when you do return, what to be thinking about and how to best be prepared so you can make the best decisions for you and your family. That's it from me, guys. Peace out.
That's all for this episode of All Things Wildfire. If you like this episode, be sure to subscribe to our show and follow us on social media to stay up to date on all things wildfire. And as always, thanks for listening.